Howdy y'all, today we're going to be talking about knives, and I've got a bunch of them right over here, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of different kind of knives. We're going to be talking about what, in my opinion, makes a good knife, what knife you should look for, and I'm going to be talking about all these knives right here, kind of in depth, and what I like about certain knives and what I really don't like about some of them. So this first one right here, this is what I've been carrying around recently with me. This is a case. So this is a little knife right here. It's really small, and it's got this little lock back right here. Now this knife is awesome. It slips in your pocket. It doesn't have a pocket clip, so it just sits in your pocket and it disappears. I put this thing in my pocket, half the time I don't even know if it's on me or not, because this thing simply disappears into your pocket. And so if you don't like carrying a knife, this is the knife for you. It is wonderful. The craftsmanship on it is amazing. And also, like, if I'm going to any formal event, if I have to wear a suit, or if I'm going to church or something, I don't want a clip on my dress pants or anything like that. So this is a great way to have a knife on you that it doesn't, look tacky or anything. And then also, if you have a thread or something you cut, then bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a little knife on you. So this is the case. I really love it. And yeah, it just absolutely disappears in your pocket. The next one I got right here, this is the civivi elementum. This is an awesome little knife. This right here has a ball bearing in here. So it almost acts like it is an assisted knife with a spring, but it doesn't have a spring. It just has a ball bearing and the thing just flies open. It is absolutely amazing when it comes to that. It also has a deep pocket carry clip, so it doesn't really fall out of your pocket. It sits really low in your pocket, and this thing is thin. Here's another knife we'll take a look at next, but this is a Kershaw right here, and if you would have to take off this one scale on one side to make it as thin as this civivi. It's absolutely awesome. It's a joy to work with. Yeah, it's awesome. It also is made out of D2 steel. The edge retention on this thing is awesome, and also how it sits in your pocket, it sits down like this. So when you put your hand in your pocket to grab it, you pull it out, and then boom, it's ready to use. So yeah, awesome knife. This is also one of my probably daily drivers. So now this one right here, this little Kershaw, this was my daily driver for about 5 years. I absolutely loved this little thing. This was assisted. It is no longer assisted because the little spring in there broke, so now it doesn't assist anymore. But the thumb stud is still plenty functional, so it still flicks out really good. This one, it sits in your pocket like this, so you have to pull it out of your pocket, flip it, so you have to pull it out of your pocket, and then you have to flip it around, then to open it. Although there is some other holes here to theoretically mount it to the other side, but I'm looking at the holes and they are not lined up correctly. So it doesn't look like you can be, doesn't look like you're gonna be switching to anytime soon. So now both of these, the civivi and this Kershaw, are both what are called liner locks. So it is a little liner inside the lock, inside the knife, that causes it to lock, and what you do is you just push your thumb over on the thing, on the lock, to close the knife. Now this other knife that we're gonna be taking a look at here, this is a Gerber right here. This right here, it is what is called as a frame lock. Now it's like a liner lock, but instead of just having a little liner inside the knife, it is the entire frame that is like bending over to do it. Now, some people really love frame locks. I am not a huge fan of frame locks. I've had nothing but trouble with frame locks. A lot of times if you open it too hard, the frame lock sticks and all sorts of stuff. I've never had a problem with liner locks. Here, you see, I got it stuck. Now there we are, okay. But yeah, they get stuck. They seem to be extra sticky. I don't know what's the problem with it, but yeah, not a huge fan of just the liner locks. So if you are looking for a knife, I would recommend staying away from liner locks, just because you have to fiddle with them, and it's annoying when you're in a pinch and you need to close your knife and then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Whereas I've been carrying around this civivi for a long time. It always closes every time, always opens right. The civivi does take a little bit of getting used to. The thumb stud is quite small, it took me, I don't know, about an hour, and then I could do it, first time, every time. When I hand this one to people, it takes them a second to get it right, but once you do, it is incredible. But yeah, the liner lock is, I think, better than the frame lock, just because you don't have to fuss with the liner lock. There's no fussing. It's just all super easiness. So now, these other two knives I'm going to take a look at here are much larger. So this right here is a Buck 110, probably one of the best and well-known knives ever. This thing is a beast. This thing is massive. This right here is kind of like the case, but massive. So size comparison, They are very different sizes, but also very different uses too. This Buck 110 is really nice. I've got pretty large hands, and this thing, I can get my hands all the way around on it, just squeeze down on it if you really want to get something done. The craftsmanship on these things is amazing. I'm pretty sure they have a lifetime warranty. They are just awesome. So if you want one like this, they're great, but as far as something you're carrying every day, I know, now it comes with this leather belt attachment thing. I don't want this thing like clipped on my belt. It means you can hardly sit down. I'm not a huge fan of them. I know a lot of older gentlemen like to carry them around. I'm not a huge fan of it, but then this thing is just too dang big to stick in your pocket. I'm not sticking this thing in my pocket. It's larger than my cell phone. Not really, but it's massive. I don't need another thing floating around. Not even floating around. This thing's just, it's larger than my wallet. So I do like it. I do use it, but most of the time I have a use for you. I'm like, oh, hey, I can use that knife for this thing. Or I'll just have it in a convenient place for me to use it, and then when I need it, I got it. So great knife. Now this other knife right here, I cheated a little bit. It's not, well, it has a knife in it, but it is a multi-tool. This is a Leatherman. This is a Leatherman Free P4. Now that's the knife on it right here. The great thing about the Leatherman Free P4 is that a lot of them you have to like pry apart the multi-tool. This one you don't. It is on magnets. So if I just barely break the connection, then I can swing it back and click the pliers in place, and now I got a pair of pliers and wire cutters. Now these are awesome because if you have something in one hand and you need a pair of pliers, but you can't let go of what you're doing right here, it means you can flick it open, close, bang. It is awesome. So it is truly one-hand operable. I'm not saying that right, oh well. But yeah, it's got the knife, it's got your, all your normal Leatherman stuff, it's got your knife, it's got your saw blade, all sorts of stuff. It also has a file, a bottle opener, all that jazz. And then also, it has your screwdrivers. I find myself using these screwdrivers all the time. Now this right here, this Leatherman has a pocket clip. It's awesome. I've carried this one around a lot. The only thing is that the pocket clip, this thing is just, it's meaty. It really sticks in your pocket a lot. Again, they also have a belt carry thing, but as I already said, I'm not really a huge fan of the belt carry things, but they are awesome. And if you are gonna get a multi-tool, this one is one heck of a multi-tool. It is awesome. The one-handed thing, I was a little skeptical when I got it about the whole one-handed thing. It comes in so handy because just with my thumb, like it doesn't take a lot of pressure, just a little squeeze and boom, it all comes apart. Now, as far as my #1 recommended knife for everybody, it has to be the civivi elementum. The thing is just incredible, really light, really great. I got it in orange because then if I drop it, oh, it's really easy to see. So they have a lot of different colors. They have an awesome green. I think they have wood scales too that you can get if you don't like plastic. But yeah, it is awesome. This would be my #1 recommended knife for everybody, unless you don't like carrying knives. And then get a little case. And then these are awesome. This right here is I think a red bone handle. And then yeah, if you want a multi-tool that's one hand, Leatherman Free P4. Amazing. So yeah, I hope this little video was helpful. If you have any suggestions about what you want to hear from me next, let me know in the comments. But other than that, I'll see you next time.